Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News, India's voice to the world. I'm Nipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next hour. Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026 to be tabled in the Lok Sabha today to deal with examination irregularities. High-powered task force set up for examination reforms. US pauses attacks on Iran for second straight day. Tehran also halts retaliatory attacks in the Gulf region. Oil down more than 5% on renewed hopes for US-Iran deal. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to visit Washington to meet US President Trump on Tuesday. Iran military coordination and the next phase of West Asia conflict on agenda. Europe wildfires force over 350,000 evacuations in France and Spain. Another heat wave set to hit southwest France, complicating recovery efforts. And in sports, India's weightlifters shine on day 4 of the Glasgow Commonwealth Games. Mirabai Chanu wins gold. Raja Muthupandi and Rishikant Singh claim silver medals. And on to the details now. The government will introduce a bill in the Lok Sabha or the lower house of Parliament on Monday to strengthen the anti-paper leak law. The Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026 will be introduced by Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh. It proposes setting up a fast-track courts in every state for paper leak cases and completion of investigations within 2 months. It also has provisions for enhanced punishment, including imprisonment of up to 10 years and fines of up to 50 lakh rupees for individuals involved in paper leaks. Organized crimes related to paper leaks could attract fines of up to 10 crore rupees as well. Earlier, the Union Cabinet had approved the draft bill as part of efforts to ensure greater transparency and credibility in the examination system. Meanwhile, in yet another step to address students' concern over paper leak, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday announced the constitution of a high-powered task force on examination reforms headed by renowned technology expert Nandan Nilekani. In a video message, Prime Minister said the task force will focus on strengthening the examination system and based on its recommendations, necessary steps will be taken at the earliest to ensure the credibility of future examinations.
फ्रेंड्स, विद्यार्थियों के भविष्य के लिए भारत सरकार लगातार अनेकविध कदम उठा रही है। जिन लोगों ने विद्यार्थियों के भविष्य के साथ खिलवाड़ किया, वे जेलों में सड़ रहे हैं। हमने फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट बना चुके हैं। हम कल पार्लियामेंट के अंदर भी कठोर कानूनों के प्रावधान के साथ नया कानून बनाने की दिशा में भी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। लेकिन हमें भविष्य के लिए सोचना है। हमारी परीक्षा पद्धति विश्वस्त हो, हमारी परीक्षा पद्धति ट्रांसपेरेंट हो, हमारी परीक्षा पद्धति में सबसे ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग हो। इन सारी बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए विश्व प्रसिद्ध टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सपर्ट श्रीमान नंदन नीलेकनी जी के नेतृत्व में एक हाई पावर टास्क फोर्स बनाने का निर्णय किया है, जो एग्जामिनेशन रिफॉर्म की तरफ फोकस करेगा और जल्द से जल्द आने वाली परीक्षाओं की विश्वसनीयता को सुनिश्चित करने का काम इसके रिपोर्ट के आधार पर कर दिया जाएगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Well, a multidisciplinary group of domain experts will be part of the task force on reforms to be carried out for the examinations conducted by the National Testing Agency. Nilekani was the architect of Aadhaar and is the key person behind India's digital public infrastructure ecosystem. Well, reacting to the development, Union Minister Prahlad Joshi, who has been given additional charge of the Education Ministry after Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, said there would be no compromise when it comes to the future of our youth. In a social media post, he said, and I quote, "No compromise when it comes to the future of our youth." Guided by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's vision, the government has constituted a high-powered task force under the chairmanship of Nandan Nilekani ji to drive technology-led reforms for transparent, credible and secure national examinations. And for more on this, we have Vishal Baristo joining us. Well, Vishal, good morning. The Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026 will be introduced in the Parliament today. Tell us what all is expected.
Well, a very good morning to you, Lipakshi. You just heard the Prime Minister, and he has reiterated that the future of the students is the foremost priority of the government. And he also informed the nation that a high-level committee headed by Nandan Nilekani would be set up, and he is already heading it. Very soon we would get to know who are the members. So the whole idea is to prepare an ecosystem which is well prepared, which is technology driven. So the ecosystem will decide the future of the students, and at the same time the government is also bringing a bill in the House. One full week was washed out because of all the disruptions created by the opposition in both houses of the Parliament. But today we expect the opposition to behave, and the Treasury is all set to bring a new bill that would safeguard the future of the students and also of the country. Vipakshi?
All right. As you said, the Prime Minister has also announced the high-powered task force headed by Nandan Nilekani to reform the examination system. This task force will ensure credibility of future examinations. How significant is this in restoring students' confidence in public examinations? A big leap forward indeed.
Well, absolutely. Now the confidence has to be restored because the demands of the agitating students has already been met. Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned. You have a new education minister, fast-track courts in every state, and a high-powered committee headed by the world-renowned technocrat who is known for his wonders as far as the UPI is concerned. Also, he's the man behind the Aadhaar cards. So he has a reputation, and his reputation tells it all. And the students, they have called off their education. Now it is up to the parliamentarians to decide on it and go ahead, move ahead, because 7 days have been wasted. 2 days, of course, was not the parliament working day, but Monday to Friday were wasted. Now the ball is at the court of the opposition. Today, when the bill comes, they are most welcome to put forward their word, and there would be definitely an interesting discussion. And we are all expecting things, positive things to come out of the Parliament. Once it is passed in the Lok Sabha, it would be sent to Rajya Sabha, and then we are looking forward to a new act.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vishal, for all those details. Well, INS Doordarshan, the sail training ship of the Indian Navy, is en route to Portugal after proudly representing India at the prestigious Sail 250 celebrations and the International Naval Review 250 in Boston. During the stay in the US, the ship showcased India's rich maritime heritage while strengthening maritime partnerships through professional and cultural engagements. Also, the ship continues to serve as a beacon of India's maritime strength, professionalism and goodwill on the global stage. Well, Indian Railways is going greener with solar-powered train coaches. Rooftop solar panels installed on coaches will generate clean energy for passenger facilities like lights, fans and charging points. The pilot project by North Central Railway could pave the way for wider use of solar power across trains. More in this report.
Spotting solar panels on the rooftops of homes and offices is common. But finding them atop a moving train is rare and unique. The Indian Railways has introduced an experimental initiative to install solar panels on train coaches to generate electricity. This first-of-its-kind effort enables moving train coaches to produce clean energy for essential passenger facilities, including lights, fans and charging points.
चूँकि पूरा का पूरा मूवमेंट हरित ऊर्जा की तरफ है, ग्रीनर सोर्सेज ऑफ एनर्जी की तरफ है, और सोलर एनर्जी की तरफ, सोलर एनर्जी डेफिनेटली द ग्रीनेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी है। तो इसी के मद्देनज़र, पर्यावरण सुरक्षा के मद्देनज़र ये कोच तैयार किया गया है। इसमें सोलर पैनल्स लगाए गए हैं इस कोच की छत पर। 7 किलोवाट पीक की इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी का एक कोच में सोलर पैनल्स लगे हैं। जब सूरज की किरणें इसके ऊपर पड़ती हैं तो ये एनर्जी उत्पादन करता है और एनर्जी बना के बैटरी बैंक में भेजता है। बैटरी बैंक से उसके बाद नॉर्मल जो ट्रेन लाइटनिंग है वो होती है।
According to officials, the Prayagraj division of the North Central Railway has introduced this unique initiative as a significant step towards embracing a greener future.
इसका पर्यावरण पे प्रभाव को आप इस तरीके से समझ सकते हैं कि इस सोलर प्लांट को लगाने से, एक कोच में लगाने से हम साल में जितनी CO2 बचाएंगे उतनी CO2 के बचाने के लिए हमें 500 पेड़ लगाने पड़ते हैं।
Officials say after studying the success of this pilot project under different weather conditions and across diverse geographical regions, Indian Railways may expand its use on a larger scale across other express and passenger trains. They add that the initiative could not only help reduce railway operating costs, but also accelerate India's vision of becoming a greener and more sustainable railway network.
Well, the historic Minjar Fair commenced on Sunday in Chamba, a picturesque town of Himachal Pradesh located along the banks of the Ravi River. The 10-day-long festival, known as a symbol of religious harmony and social unity, showcases the rich cultural heritage and colourful traditions of the region. The fair was inaugurated by Himachal Pradesh Governor Kaminder Gupta. Every evening, cultural programs will be organised, featuring the traditional folk dances and music of Himachal Pradesh. The centuries-old fair, dating back nearly 1,000 years, stands as a symbol of communal harmony, with a Muslim family continuing the tradition of crafting the muslin cloth offered to Lord Raghuveer. And still to come on DT India News Hour. Brazil's Lula slams new US tariffs, warns of higher cost for American consumers, calls them a strategic mistake. Congo's Ebola outbreak tops 3,200 cases, death toll also increases. And French artist turns Swiss alpine slopes into giant frescoes celebrating childhood.
स्वागत आहे टू मैग्नेटिक महाराष्ट्र। in the richness of Maharashtra as one family, united by the collective vision of building a better tomorrow.
Welcome back. You're watching TD India News. I'm Lipak Shikuran, and moving on, the United States and Iran have paused military strikes for a second consecutive night as diplomatic officials try to open a window for interim ceasefire negotiations. Now, Iran said it had halted retaliatory attacks against Washington's allies in the West Asia. The development comes as the United States pressed pause on its bombing campaign after President Donald Trump's advisors told him they were running out of targets and expressed worries about depleting the U.S. arsenal. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, said that Trump had decided to pause U.S. attacks to allow more time for diplomacy. Waltz said while forces remained locked and loaded, Trump would give negotiations a little bit of room. Well, fighting has meanwhile spread to a new front. Iran-backed sea rebels on Sunday said they downed a Saudi drone over northwestern Yemen, a day after the Yemeni group claimed it attacked oil facilities in the Gulf Kingdom. The Houthis had said they struck Saudi Aramco sites in Jazan and Yanbo after Riyadh bombed Houthi targets on Friday. Well, Iran has accused Ukraine of attacking one of its commercial vessels in the Caspian Sea, killing one sailor and injuring another in last week. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi on Sunday warned that his country would respond to a deadly attack by Ukraine on an Iranian ship in the Caspian Sea. In a social media post, Araghchi alleged that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had ordered the strike on the Iranian vessel, killing a sailor, and claimed it was carried out at Israel's behest to drag Europe into its war. He added that during calls with the European Union's Kaja Kallas and Russian top diplomat Sergei Lavrov, he made it clear that what the freeloader in Kyiv did cannot go unanswered. Well, also, Araghchi's remarks came after Iran earlier summoned Ukraine's acting charge d'affaires in Tehran to lodge a formal protest over the incident. The Iranian Foreign Ministry also said that Tehran will firmly defend its national security and interest and will not leave attacks on the lives and property of its citizens unanswered. Also, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet with the U.S. President at the White House and is expected to urge Trump to continue to take a tough line on Tehran. The visit is also expected to include a memorial service for the late Senator Lindsey Graham, a longtime supporter of Israel. In an interview on Sunday, Netanyahu said he planned to discuss all pending issues with Trump, including Iran. He also praised Graham as one of Israel's greatest friends and said it was fitting to honor him. Netanyahu said he intends to travel to New York for the United Nations General Assembly despite criticism from New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani. He criticized Mamdani, alleging that the mayor was fomenting hate. Netanyahu said he expected to attend the annual UN gathering unless security conditions changed. Netanyahu also warned Iran against any future attacks on Israel, saying Tehran would make a terrible mistake if it struck Israel directly or through proxy groups. And some more updates from West Asia. The main land border crossing between Iraq and Kuwait reopened on Sunday following a brief closure triggered by a drone attack earlier in the week. The Safwan Abdali crossing, located in Kuwait's northern Al-Jahara province, was temporarily shut down after a drone strike caused damage to the facilities. No casualties were reported. It was not clear who launched the drones. Truck traffic was seen moving across the border as travelers queued at passport control on the Iraqi side of the border. Mayor of Safwan district confirmed that the Kuwaiti government had initially closed the facility as a precautionary measure following the damage on its site. Well, also, Iraqi Prime Minister Ali Faleh al-Zaidi welcomed his Lebanese counterpart Nawaf Salam and his accompanying delegation on Sunday at the Government Palace in Baghdad. According to the Iraqi Prime Minister's media office, Al-Zaidi and Salam co-chaired talks with several ministers from both countries in attendance. The media office also stated the talks addressed ways to strengthen bilateral relations in various economic, political and security fields. They also explored prospects for developing the partnership between the two nations in a manner that contributes to enhancing comprehensive and sustainable development and achieving the interest of the Iraqi and Lebanese people. And UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres toured Syria's Sitnaya prison on Saturday during the first visit by a serving United Nations chief since 2009. He was accompanied by Ibrahim Olabi, Syria's permanent representative to the United Nations. Guterres will also meet other government officials and representatives of Syrian civil society and is expected to address the country's parliament on Monday. Guterres is expected to be in Damascus for several days, but the full schedule of his visit has not been released by his office. And moving on, British Prime Minister Andy Burnham said UK support for Ukraine remains unwavering ahead of welcoming Volodymyr Zelensky on Monday as his first international visitor since becoming the Prime Minister. He will host the Ukrainian president a week after entering Downing Street, underlining the government's continued backing for Kyiv under his premiership. According to the Burnham's Downing Street office, they will visit a naval base where Burnham will announce that Britain will hand over the intellectual property behind its new Stone Cloak electronic warfare system, enabling Ukraine to produce the technology at scale. The size of a tablet computer and attached to drones, the military-grade jammers, can hinder Russian air defense systems from tracking and targeting such weapons in flight, the statement added. And moving on to South America, Brazilian President Lula da Silva criticized newly imposed U.S. tariffs in an opinion piece published in the Washington Post, warning they would hurt bilateral ties and drive up cost for American consumers. The Brazilian president called the tariffs unfair and a strategic mistake, saying the tariffs would weaken the partnership between the two countries and increase prices for U.S. consumers. He said the U.S. imposed new tariffs on Brazil ranging from 12.5% to 37.5%, despite dozens of meetings between officials, technical discussions and documents he personally handed to U.S. President Donald Trump. The opinion piece was published a day after Trump ally and Brazil's conservative presidential candidate Flavio Bolsonaro launched his election campaign. He said the country remains open to constructive dialogue with the United States, but insisted Brazil must determine its own future. And Venezuelan Nobel Peace Prize laureate and opposition leader Maria Corina Machado on Sunday announced she will not take part in upcoming US-backed political talks scheduled for August with the interim government of Delcy Rodriguez. In a statement co-signed by Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia, who ran for president in Venezuela's 2024 elections, Machado said the opposition would not participate in the design, development and operation of the talks. In mid-July, the interim government and a group of former opposition members of parliament announced a work plan for strengthening democracy in the country. Washington had hailed the initiative as an important step towards political reconciliation in Venezuela. And the suspect in the deadly Berlin Pride attack that left one person dead and 29 injured was shot and killed by police during a confrontation on Sunday in a suburb of the city. Germany's Interior Minister identified the suspect as Abdul Bolaut, a German citizen with Lebanese roots. According to the officials, the suspect charged towards police with a knife and officers opened fire, shooting the suspect. Bolaut was suspected of driving a man into a crowd near Berlin's Pride Festival on Saturday night before apparently stabbing others with a machete. Well, members of Berlin's LGBTQ community and others voiced grief, anger and solidarity. Organizers of the parade cancelled several related events after Saturday night's attack, including a breakfast market at a popular food hall and a post-parade cleanup. Attendees held a moment of silence for the victims and waved pride flags, with one holding an oversized sign reading "From grief to anger to resistance." And some updates on Ebola virus outbreak. Now, the number of confirmed Ebola cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo has increased to 3,200, including 1,405 deaths. Authorities said improved detection and testing had helped identify more infections. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 90% of cases have been reported in the northeastern province of Ituri, which borders South Sudan and Uganda. The outbreak, declared on May 15th, is caused by the Bundibugyo strain of the Ebola virus, for which there is no approved vaccine or treatment. The Central African nation is battling its latest Ebola epidemic in the conflict-ridden East, a region scarred by decades of violence. And some global weather updates now. Firefighters faced another day battling massive blazes scorching forests across France, with a forecast of another heat wave in southwest France threatening to deepen the crisis. The wildfires advanced towards the outskirts of the historic city of Bordeaux on Sunday, threatening houses and farmlands. The wildfires have forced the evacuation of about 220,000 people. The blazes have devastated the Cap Ferret Peninsula and continue to spread, with firefighters working to stop them from reaching Bordeaux. Meanwhile, in Les Porges, police patrolled homes after most residents fled the wildfires. More than 150 homes were destroyed by the wildfire that swept through Les Porges. Police checked every house in the town to ensure all residents had left and to prevent break-ins. Blazes have burned around 42,000 hectares across the Gironde region. French President Emmanuel Macron attended an interministerial meeting on the response to the wildfires in France. In Spain also, emergency services remained on the ground on Sunday as wildfires continue to affect central parts of the country. A major wildfire in Avila linked to the Madrid blaze has burned over 50,000 hectares, with more than 75,000 people evacuated and 30,000 ordered to shelter. Well, the firefighters also battled to contain a wildfire in Spain's eastern Castellan province that has ravaged over 4,300 hectares. The fires forced the evacuation of 16 municipalities and neighborhoods, with more than 15,000 residents driven from their homes. More than 450 emergency personnel, along with reinforcements, battled the blaze. Two Greek CL-415 firefighting aircraft deployed to Spain took part in operations to contain major wildfires burning in the Burgo Hondo area. European countries have stepped up support to help Spain, with Greece, Italy, Portugal and Turkey providing aircraft, personnel and equipment. Well, Italy's Gargano Peninsula was hit by a major wildfire on Sunday, forcing the evacuation of hundreds of tourists and closing roads between the coastal towns of Peschici and Veste. The blaze began near Pile Frebol and spread through Mediterranean scrub and Aleppo pine woodland fanned by strong winds. Fire crews, regional civil protection teams and aircraft were deployed to contain the flames. No casualties were reported. And in some other news, French artists transformed the slopes of Switzerland's Ward Alps into giant temporary artworks featuring children drawing the sun and moon. Using chalk and charcoal, the artists created two massive frescoes at the Villa's All-in Resort as part of a series celebrating childhood and innocence. And still to come on DD India News. A massive fire engulfed an oil factory in Kerala's Kozhikode, with firefighting operations continuing for several hours. Assam floods ease, but over 5.24 lakh people still affected. Death toll rises to 68. Our nation pays tribute to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his death anniversary. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Time now for a quick recap of the headlines. Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026 to be tabled in the Lok Sabha today to deal with examination irregularities. High-powered task force set up for examination reforms. US pauses attacks on Iran for second straight day. Tehran also halts retaliatory attacks in the Gulf region. Oil down more than 5% on renewed hopes for US-Iran deal. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to visit Washington to meet US President Trump on Tuesday. Iran military coordination and the next phase of West Asia conflict on agenda. Europe wildfires force over 350,000 evacuations in France and Spain. Another heat wave set to hit southwest France, complicating recovery efforts. And in sports, India's weightlifters shine on day 4 of the Glasgow Commonwealth Games. Mirabai Chanu wins gold. Raja Muthupandi and Rishikant Singh claim silver medals. And moving on, a massive fire has engulfed an oil factory in Kerala's Kozhikode, with firefighters operating and continuing for several hours. The blaze broke out on Sunday evening at an oil and flour mill in Bepur. Officials said no workers were inside the factory at the time, preventing casualties. 10 fire units from Kozhikode and neighbouring Malappuram are battling the fire, which has been intensified by large quantities of coconut oil and oil cake stored inside the factory.
ലൈവായിട്ട് കണ്ടുകൊടുക്കണം കത്തുന്നത് കത്തുകാരനാൽ അമ്മമാർ കത്തലാത്ത ഒരു നിയന്ത്രണം ഇതേ ഇല്ല കേട്ടോ ഇത് മൊത്തം ബിൽഡിംഗ് കത്തിപ്പോവും.
Well, Kerala's Munnar tea plantations are turning to drone technology to transport freshly plucked tea leaves across difficult terrains. The pilot project aims to reduce workers' burden and make tea leaf collection faster and more efficient. More in this report.
Tea leaves are no longer travelling only by baskets, ropeways or rail in Kerala's Munnar. They are now taking to the skies. Munnar's iconic tea plantations are embracing new technology, with drones being tested to transport freshly plucked tea leaves across the region's rugged terrain. As part of a pilot project at the Lockhart Estate, a quadcopter drone developed by a Bengaluru-based firm has been deployed to carry 10 to 15 kilograms of tea leaves per trip from the fields to collection points. The initiative aims to reduce the physical burden on workers, particularly in plantations with limited road access, while improving the speed and efficiency of tea leaf collection.
2 years ago, we began moving towards 100% mechanization. From shear harvesting to battery-operated harvesting equipment, workers often struggle to lift the harvested load, and many of our plantations do not have road access. We have now decided to use drones to transport the harvested load and place it at designated weighing points.
correct weighment spot കൊണ്ടുപോകാനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ തീരുമാനം എടുത്തത്.
Plantation workers have welcomed the introduction of drones, saying the technology allows them to harvest more tea without having to carry heavy loads across steep slopes. If the trial proves successful, the tea estate plans to deploy higher capacity drones capable of carrying up to 100 kilograms of tea leaves, marking a significant step towards modernizing tea harvesting and logistics in Munnar's plantations.
And now in some weather update, the Indian Meteorological Department has forecast widespread rain activity across several parts of the country. In North India, heavy rainfall is likely over Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and West Uttar Pradesh. Residents in these areas are advised to remain alert as rain activity may affect normal life. In east and northeast India, heavy rain is expected over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Jharkhand and Gangetic, West Bengal. Chhattisgarh and Odisha may also witness extremely heavy rainfall with thunder squalls reaching 50 to 60 kilometers per hour over isolated areas. In western and central India, heavy rainfall is likely over East Madhya Pradesh, Vidarbha, Konkan in Goa and Madhya Maharashtra. Thunderstorms with lightning and gusty winds are also expected over parts of Madhya Pradesh, Marathwada and Vidarbha. Rain activity has eased across Gujarat after days of heavy showers, but scattered rainfall continues in several parts of the state. Valsad recorded the highest rainfall in Gujarat, receiving 55.2 millimeters of rain in the last 24 hours. The IMD has forecast widespread rainfall across multiple regions on 31st July and the 1st of August. In South India, heavy rainfall is forecast over coastal Andhra Pradesh, coastal Karnataka, Kerala and Mahe. Thunderstorms with lightning and gusty winds are likely over Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Karaikal, Rayalaseema, North Interior Karnataka and Telangana, while strong surface winds are also expected over parts of Karnataka and Telangana. While in northeastern state of Assam, the flood situation has improved, though over 5.24 lakh people remain affected across 5 districts. 2 more deaths in Chiraideo have pushed this year's flood toll to 68. Chiraideo, Sivsagar and Jorhat remain the worst hit districts. More than 763 villages are still submerged with extensive crop damage reported. Relief and rescue operations by multiple agencies are continuing across affected areas. The Dhansari River at Numaligarh remains above the danger level. Also on social media platform X, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said rescue and relief teams are reaching deeper into previously inaccessible areas, delivering essential services and evacuating people to safer locations. He added that as connectivity is being restored, the relief operations are gathering pace and commended the rescue teams for their relentless efforts in assisting flood-affected communities. And for more on the flood situation in Assam, we are joined by Subina Roy from Dibrugarh. Well, Subina, although the flood situation in Assam has now improved, over 5 lakh people are still affected. What is the latest situation on the ground in the worst hit districts and how are the relief operations progressing?
Well, a very good morning, Lepakshi, and to all our DD India viewers. Right now, the situation here, especially of flood in Assam, has improved, has shown signs of improvement since the water levels in the rivers are receding. As of now, only the river Dhansari is flowing over danger level. All the other rivers have subsided, and now, since the areas are drying up, now the rescue and rehabilitation measures have fastened up, and the Indian Army, Indian Air Force, then NDRF, SDRF, Fire and Emergency Services are able to carry out their operations more precisely. Yesterday, the Assam Chief Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, tweeted showing visuals of Indian Air Force teams, 2 helicopters, deploying airdropping relief materials to the flood inundated areas to where people are still stranded. The IAF and Indian Army, NDRF and SDRF are still rescuing people from flood inundated areas. Right now, since the water has dried up, around 80,000 people are living in relief camps. Relief camps and relief distribution centers. In total, as of now, comes to 274.
Right.
And an interministerial team is also visiting these most affected districts like Saraigyo, Sibsagar, and Jorhat areas, and they will be assessing the damage and to the extent of damage that has happened to life, property, and livestock. Lepakshi, this time the livestock has been destroyed to a large extent. Over 4 lakh animals have been affected, Lepakshi. And yesterday, Sarbanand Sonowal also tweeted that the Prime Minister called him up and inquired. And he has assured the people of Assam that India stands firm with the people of Assam in this times of flood.
Absolutely. Subina, also, as you mentioned, 2 more flood-related deaths have been reported, taking this year's toll to 68. What challenges, if you talk about, are the authorities continuing to face, especially with rivers like the Dhansiri still flowing above the danger mark?
Yes, Lepakshi, this flood, this second wave of flood was challenging because this happened in an area which is on a high altitude. Like Sivsagar, Sorai, Deo, Jorhat, they are on quite elevated area and they have never in history experienced such kind of flood. So, and the local people also say that the river Dikho, which was above flood level, it's like it gets flooded, but by the second half, the water dries up. So even people could not believe that the water would reach above their roofs.
Yes.
So you can imagine the Assam type houses got completely submerged. Only the tins can be, if you could see the visuals, only the tins could be seen. And only people who had RCC buildings, they had taken shelter there on the first floor or second floor. So this was the kind of situation that happened. This was a catastrophic event. So the challenges were like there
absolutely challenging situation. We understand, Subina. Thank you so much for that information from there. And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. The nation is paying tribute to former president and renowned scientist Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his death anniversary today. Dr. Abdul Kalam, also known as the Missile Man of India, played a crucial role in India's space and missile development programs. He served as India's 11th president. In 1997, he received the highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. In Jammu and Kashmir, the Udhampur Forest Division has rolled out a comprehensive monsoon plantation drive targeting the planting and distribution of over 1 lakh saplings. The aim is to repair the local ecological balance, improve soil stability and replace natural canopies lost during heavy rains and flash floods. The 20th batch of Amarnath Yatra pilgrims departed from Jammu for the Holy Cave Shrine via the Baltal route on Monday. The pilgrims left under multi-layered security arrangements as the Yatra continued smoothly amid improved weather conditions. Yatra resumed on Saturday after being suspended for 6 days due to adverse weather conditions to ensure the safety of devotees and prevent any untoward incident. Artisans in Kolkata are actively crafting Goddess Durga idols for international orders ahead of the upcoming Durga Puja festival. This year, orders were already received from various countries, including the USA, Canada, Germany, Italy, France, New Zealand, Uganda and Dubai. The process of sending idols abroad has been ongoing for several years, with each shipment taking approximately 80 to 90 days to reach its destination. And still to come on DT India News Hour. Singapore tightens monetary policy as inflation risks persist. Economy grows 5.7% in Q2. And India clean sweeps Zimbabwe 3-0 in T20 series, wins last match by 35 runs. And hundreds pay tribute by recreating Kate Bush's iconic Wuthering Heights dance in England. Welcome back. You're watching DT India News. I'm Lepakshi Kuran, and on to some business news now. Oil prices dropped sharply at Monday's opening of Asian markets as investors breathed conscious sighs of relief following 2 consecutive nights without US strikes on Iran. The price of a barrel of international benchmark North Sea Brent crude fell 5.58% to $91.38, while its U.S. counterpart West Texas Intermediate slid 5.46% to $84.43. The pullback in oil provided some relief from inflation fears and led markets to slightly pair the probability of rate hikes from the Federal Reserve. Well, also, Singapore's central bank unexpectedly tightened its monetary policy settings on Monday, citing persistent inflationary risk as the West Asia conflict keeps energy cost pressures elevated. The Monetary Authority of Singapore said it would very slightly increase the prevailing rate of appreciation of its exchange rate-based policy band. The Singapore dollar firmed slightly after the surprise tightening of 1.2888 per US dollar. Meanwhile, preliminary data showed the economy grew by a stronger than expected 5.7% in the second quarter from a year earlier, driven by AI-related demand. And India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman inaugurated the new Aikar Sindhu Income Tax Office complex at Nariman Point in Mumbai on Sunday, calling for integrity, efficiency and citizen-centric governance in tax administration. The Finance Minister assured support in expediting approvals relating to land transfer, construction, contracts and other infrastructure requirements for the Income Tax Department. She said the aim was to consolidate scattered offices and reduce dependence on rented premises in rapidly growing cities. She also paid tribute to the soldiers of the 1999 Kargil War on Kargil Vijay Divas and said that the greatest tribute to the nation's brave heart was to ensure that every institution of the Republic remained worthy of their sacrifice through words and action. Well, you're watching DD India News Hour. Time now for some sports news. India enjoyed its most successful day so far at the 2026 Commonwealth Games on Sunday, collecting 1 gold and 2 silver medals to take its overall tally to 4 medals. Olympic medalist Mirabai Chanu reaffirmed her dominance in Indian weightlifting by winning her 3rd consecutive Commonwealth Games gold medal. Despite not eating and drinking for days to maintain weight, the 31-year-old shattered the Commonwealth and Commonwealth Games record in the snatch while also setting new CWG marks in clean and jerk and total. She lifted a commanding 190 kg with a best effort of 85 kg in snatch and 105 kg in clean and jerk. Meanwhile, Rishikant Singh and Raja Muthupandi created history by winning silver medals in their respective weight categories, making it a memorable day for India. The Manipuri lifter Rishikant finished with a total of 264 kg, matching the Commonwealth Games record in the snatch with a superb opening display before faltering in the clean and junk. While Tamil Nadu lifter Raja secured silver with a total lift of 286 kg, comprising 126 kg in snatch and 160 kg in clean and jerk. With the weightlifter's outstanding performance, India's medal tally rose to 4, comprising 1 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze. India currently 8th in the medals table, while Australia lead the standings. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Mirabai Chanu for winning the gold medal. Prime Minister lauded Mirabai Chanu, saying she is an inspiration for every Indian. He praised her remarkable achievement of securing her 4th medal at the Commonwealth Games. Well, Prime Minister Modi also congratulated weightlifter Rishi Kanta on winning the silver medal. Prime Minister lauded Rishi Kanta's determination and outstanding performance, saying his achievement has brought immense pride and joy to the nation. And India's star weightlifter Mirabai Chanu has once again stood atop the Commonwealth Games podium, clinching a historic 3rd consecutive gold medal and reaffirming her dominance on the international stage. But behind this latest triumph lies a remarkable journey of determination and consistency. Let's take a look.
When Mirabai Chanu first competed at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow in 2014, she was a young weightlifter with big dreams. She won a silver medal, but more importantly, she announced herself as India's next big star in weightlifting. 12 years later, Mirabai Chanu returned to the same city and the same venue, and once again proved why she is one of the India's greatest athletes. She won her third consecutive Commonwealth Games gold medal and her fourth straight overall medal at the Commonwealth Games. In Glasgow, she lifted 85 kg in snatch and 105 kg in clean and jerk for a total of 190 kg, comfortably finishing on top, and all are far behind Mirabai Chanu. Over the years, Mirabai's journey has been nothing short of remarkable after the disappointment of the Rio Olympics in 2016, where she failed to register a single successful clean or jerk. She worked hard to rebuild her confidence. That determination helped her become world champion, Commonwealth Games champion, Olympic silver medalist, and one of the India's biggest sporting icon. In 2018 Gold Coast Games, she broke records to win gold. She successfully defended her title in the Birmingham Games in 2022 and now in Glasgow, she once again shown her class with another gold medal. That's a hat-trick of the golds. But this victory is much more than another medal. It reflects years of hard work, discipline and consistency. Even after winning, Mirabai made it clear that her biggest goal lies ahead. She said she is happy to be injury-free and is now fully focused on preparing the upcoming Asian Games in Japan, where she will be competing even the tougher opponents. From a young lifter chasing her first medal in Glasgow to becoming one of the greatest weightlifters of India has ever produced, Mirabai's journey is nothing short of courage, resilience and excellence. Her legacy is not just measured in medals but in inspiration that she continues to provide millions of young athletes across the country. In Japan, Aichi and Nagoya Games, she will play in 49 kg, and she said that some comfort for her because maintaining the weight of 48 kg, it's a huge task and a Herculean task, as she said.
Well, Team India will look to continue its strong Commonwealth Games campaign on day 5 with several top athletes in action across multiple disciplines and medal events lined up through the day.
Team India will look to build on its impressive campaign as the Commonwealth Games enters day 5 with several medal contenders set to compete across athletics, para-athletics and weightlifting and artistic gymnastics and swimming. The day begins with qualification rounds in athletics where long jumper Murli Srishankar and our star sprinter Gurinder Veer Singh, hurdler Yahas and Santosh and Tejas Sirse along with high jumper Pooja Singh will be aiming to secure places in the next stage. And after that, the spotlight will then shift to weightlifting, where India will have 3 strong medal prospects. Janeshwari Yadav will compete in women's 53 kg final, followed by Bindya Rani Devi in women's 58 kg category. Later in the night, Ajay Babu will take the platform in men's 79 kg final. Talking about the artistic gymnastics, Pratishtha will be in action in women's pole vault, hoping to add another medal to India's tally. And athletics and also para-athletics will also offer multiple medal opportunities. Tejas Sankar, Sarvesh, Adarsh will contest in men's high jump final, while Sharmila and Shilpa will compete in women's shot put event, that is in the para event. Later in the night, Rakesh Bhai and Shriyansh will feature in men's 100 meter final, that is para, and Shirse will also we will feature in 110 meter hurdles. And in the pool, Sajan Prakash begins campaign in men's 200 meter butterfly. Satvik will also be there. Aryan will also there in the 800 meter freestyle. We are hoping a strong performance from these swimmers. The boxing ring will also be busy with Sachin Sivaj, Ankush, Shakshi and many more will be there in the round of 16 campaigns. And talking about that is lawn ball, Putul Sonowal will continue the men's singles campaign in balls despite of the fact he is out. Indian women's team will take on Nigeria in the wheelchair, that is 3x3 basketball competition. And with medal events spread throughout the day, several top Indian athletes will be action. Day 5 promises another exciting chapter in India's Commonwealth Games campaign.
Well, India defeated Zimbabwe by 35 runs in the third match of the T20 series. With this win, India completed the clean sweep of Zimbabwe and won the series 3-0. Powered by Vaibhav Suryawanshi's 81 runs in 49 balls, India made 192 for 5 in 20 overs. In reply, Zimbabwe could score 157 runs for 7 wickets in 20 overs. Mayank Yadav picked 3 wickets for India. While hundreds of dancers dressed in red gathered on the Folkestone Harbour Arm in southeast England to recreate Kate Bush's iconic Wuthering Heights choreography as part of the global The Most Wuthering Heights Day Ever 2026. Events have previously taken place in places such as Sydney, Copenhagen, Berlin, Folkestone and Preston. For this edition of DD India News App, let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code whenever, and we'll be back with more news after breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News App.